AM 560. The Answer.
Ever since I saw this cheese-eating surrender monkey with a black eye from his wife, I have no respect for this Macron. Plus, I think he's crooked as Grand Avenue.
Because, free speech is a pure bullshit if nobody knows how you are guided through this so-called free speech, especially when it's to be guided from one hated speech to another hated speech.
The the cheese-eating surrender monkey said he doesn't know about this free speech. Free speech means in your country, there are things I can't say, whether it's I find certain cults repulsive or if I think your wife is a man and ugly. But one thing's for sure, you're a sissy, and you got your ass kicked from a lady that's twice your age. Lee and Hammond.
Hey, Sean. Hey, I just wanted to see what you think of this. I understand that the House Oversight Committee had a meeting on the connection between Les Wexner and Epstein Island, and not one Republican congressman showed up to this, more than likely under the orders of Donald Trump. Does Trump realize that if he keeps his stonewalling up, it's probably going to take his whole administration down? You know, nobody wants to make political points on the bodies of little dead kids. You know, as much as I like Trump and everything he does, this will do him in. Obviously, I think he's trying to cover up the connection between Mossad and Epstein.
Well, I don't think, and here's the other thing too, Lee. When you really look in this, people say this all the time, right? I've looked at it, the Mossad and the Epstein. It's all a Leviathan. It's all one, right? Whether you want to call it the CIA, you want to call it MI6, you want to call it Mossad, it's all the same thing. It's the intelligence agencies that answer to no one, that have corrupted everything from banking and have orchestrated everything from drug dealing to God knows what. And when you talk about this Les Wexner, I don't know, you've been listening to me for years, haven't you? Why do I remember? I love that voice. I remember you calling me for years. You've been listening for years, haven't you?
Yeah.
You remember?
Anyway.
You remember when I said
someone?
But
go ahead, Sean.
Of course we do. But do you remember early on, and I pulled this cockroach, Les Wexner? I think it was 3 years ago. I dragged this cockroach freak, obvious creep, out from the shadows 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It was all the information was there and what they already had released. And he gave him the all of his money, control of all of his money, power of attorney over all of his money, made him the head of Victoria's Secret. This low-life cockroach is in it up to his neck. But if you know anybody from the area where he's from, and I actually do, he was always a creepy scumbag. His real reputation is he's a creepy scumbag and always has been. And his wife is a beard and the rest of it. So you've got all kinds of scandal around it. And there is no excuse, as far as I'm concerned, for Republican congressmen to not go and question him. And if anybody took an order, and I don't care, Lee, if it was Mike Johnson or Trump that gave you the order, what kind of a man are you that you don't go to this opportunity and you grill this creepy son of a dog? I'm dead serious about that. This is why I am not a party guy, Lee. Believe me, the idea that anybody could tell you as a representative from a decent area that the people said, I want you to combat this scum, and they send you to Washington and you sit on your ass, I am not in.
Right.
That is outrageous. Outrageous. And that's why I'm not a party guy. I really am not. And the idea that they flip back and forth and now you're a Republican, you were a Democrat, you gave millions to Democrats, now you're a Republican. Get the frack out of here. This is why there's no such thing as party, just people. And anybody, and I mean this, and there are some good congressmen, but not anymore, and not today, you're not a good one. If you didn't go because you were told, you're a step and fetch piece of dung. What do you think of that?
Yeah. Well, I think the intel community does answer to someone. I think they answer to the City of London, the Round Table, the Club of Rome. It's admittance. In order to get into this club, you have to be a scumbag, and that's the price of admittance. And that's who's running this whole thing. It's not governments; it's the people behind this whole cabal. That's what they're hell bent on keeping covered up.
And look at what they were able to get away with. Look at for decades, and now you see. Oh, of course, and you see these big. That's why Tulsi's the most important person. I was really optimistic, and I still am. But the idea that we pretend we're going to send somebody there and it's going to change, I believe Trump can change some things, but I also believe he's got to be a little nervous. He's got kids and grandkids now, right? Not everybody's like me and you. But the reality is there's this cabal of corruption that is immune to any kind of any kind of real change unless it's knowledge. And the kids today that are going to be victimized, the ones who are strapped, and this might be a wedge though. Don't discount this wedge. These millions and millions of emails. Only a real intellectual simpleton or a pirate can listen to Hillary Clinton talk about this. Only one. Here, I'm going to give you an example. Here, just hang on one second.
Do you regret the links that there have been? You know, we have no links. We have a very clear record that we've been willing to talk about, which...
Now, anybody listening to that, if you're not yelling inside your brain, you lying fat tub of goo, you're either a scumbag or a simpleton. Those are your choices. Because he went to that White House 17 times in 8 years. Her husband, who was molesting interns, raping women, was in hot tubs with him and young girls. And this is what she says. Anybody who's still a Democrat, really, that's why I can't tolerate him, Lee. I cannot. I don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a judge. If you say you're a Democrat, I know exactly what you are. You're that. You're a Hillary Clinton suck-on. You're a scumbag who can't make his money like a man, like that CTU teacher. And you need somebody else to have a political fix. You're like Brandon Riley and Preckwinkle. You're buying your dinner with everybody else's money that you stole. I have no respect for him. What do you think?
You know, Sean, I don't care what they do. This is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. They're not going to be able to get over on this one. Eventually, it's going to come out. And I think the whole cabal of them, I've heard said that this could bring down the whole thing. Well, you know what? Maybe it should be brought down. If that's
Bingo.
what it's built on, the innocence of little kids, bring it down. Bring it down.
You know what, guys?
They're Democrat or Republican.
I couldn't agree with you more. You know what guys in my neighborhood do when they want to hold a beach ball underwater? They pop it. That's what needs to be done. Thank you very much. Drug dealing rats. Ugh. Tom Bolingbrook.
Sean, love you, brother. Thank you for everything you do. You are the Don Rickles of politics.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just trying to pick a fight, Tom. This is just what my friends used to tell me. Go into the BBC. We think there's guys there from the other neighborhoods. Go pick a fight. That's what I do. And I flirt with. I used to flirt with their girlfriends before I got married, but that's over with now.
Well,
go ahead.
They should have got smart and stayed with you.
Yeah.
Here's my deal. It is time to tar and feather these filthy pedophiles. I don't give a crap what party they're in. I've been arguing back and forth with my wife because my wife told me Bondi made a statement that I can't prosecute anybody. The whole system will collapse. I don't know if that's true.
Well, we got to find that. But Tom, I got to tell you, you don't have to tar. Here's the problem, and what people have to understand. There are ways to not be governed by these fools, and that those ways are your feet. And it's an uncomfortable thing. But even if you go to Southern Illinois, even if you get rid of these counties that are Democrat, and I have this conversation. I got the vast majority of people I love, my friends, they're still stuck in the old neighborhood, right? So yeah. I get it, and the money. What about the money? But look at what happens, Tom, day by day, right? You got this fat slob comes out there today and insults everybody who's honest. Anybody who's honest, right?
Yes.
If you make your money honestly, you've been strapped just this year with 300 new fracking taxes. Just on January 1st, you still haven't hit it. The businesses are gone, and this guy's gonna. You can't do it. You can't do it. So, Tom, I listen. I wish everybody could come and live with me. I really do. But I wish you the best of the luck, because down here, you know what you just said on this radio and in Chicago, what you just said, that's controversial. You know what that's called down here? Conversation. Thank you, babe, for the call. I really appreciate it. Look at the news last night, and the reporter sat there between these two scumbag Democrats for the first time in their political career, right when they called each other stupid and scummy.
Hold a bill of goods by the administration. We are asked to vote to give them the contract authority to execute the contract. And during those conversations with us, we were told specifically, if the city council doesn't like this deal, in a couple of years we can undo it and take the system back. What we weren't told was that after we gave the mayor contract authority, that they were going to go and negotiate away all of those key taxpayer provisions that we thought made it a good.
So let me ask you a question, Brandon, with your $6,000 suit on, you drunk stumblebum. You didn't know how many daily relatives were paid as brokers to that deal? You didn't know how many half-ass gangster lawyers got a taste at $1 billion? How did I know it? Just a meathead from the Merc. How did a Melrose Park meathead know it? But Brandon Riley, alderman and 50 thief, you didn't know how many daily sycophants and suck-ons got a taste and got their beak wet. You didn't know? Well, no, of course not. You're the alderman of the loop. You didn't know about the tax scallywags, Mike Madigan and Ed Burke? You had no idea about bribery, looking like a tax business? You had no idea. I am so sick and tired of pretending that this is not an organized fracking syndicate. But for the first time, in one of those rare occasions, Democrats speak the truth. They call each other scumbags and stupid.
Deal. They wanted that for more upfront money. That happened after the city council gave them the final authority on that contract. And again, 44 aldermen were hoodwinked. And I can tell you, that is the one vote that I've cast in my career that I very much regret.
You were hoodwinked? You're a victim! No, you're just a perpetrator who wasn't smart enough to get cut in on it. Or maybe you did. That's how you bought the suit, huh, scumbag? God knows how you pay your tab at the Boss Bar. 312-642-5600.
What if everything you've been told about government, healthcare, poverty, energy, and even science is a carefully constructed lie? In Sean Thompson's new book, What If It's All a Lie? Sean Thompson dismantles the myths at the core of modern America. This is the book the ruling class doesn't want you to read. And once you do, you won't see the world the same way again. Order your copy today at SeanThompsonShow.com.